Hey guys, Robert Kent here from Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm here to conquer the wheel. I'm so excited about this opportunity. My background, I'm 32 years old, I'm single, no kids, my family's in Pennsylvania. I travel to visit as often as possible. Recently, I left a career of ballroom dancing. I was a professional instructor for over 4 years. I travel around the world teaching dance, and I just got to the point where it's time to move on and see what else life has to offer. Currently, I'm a facilitator in a venture company, and I love it. Every day I get to experience something new, I get to teach, I get to help others, and those are two of my biggest passions. In doing so, I get to experience life to the fullest and push my limits every day. Some of my mental fortitude comes from when I was in the military, but also from all the personal development training I do on a daily basis, from books, audios, personal development, life, high ropes courses. Some of my strengths would be that I'm a very people-oriented person, goal-oriented. I understand how to problem solve and work through issues. I can kind of talk myself through situations. I might get stumped, but I always find a way to MacGyver my way through it. I would say some of my weaknesses, though, I thrive around people so much that I yearn for that. So I've been spending a lot of time by myself, like right here on the marsh. I got my bike down here, my gear. Spending a lot of time camping by myself and figuring out who I am and where I want to be in life. And I think this is why it's a perfect opportunity for me to take this on as one, a challenge and an obstacle, but also to prove to myself, prove to people in my life and my family that I can thrive just about anywhere. Really blown away with this opportunity. When I was reading about it, I was super impressed because some of my favorite shows are Naked and Afraid and just survival stuff and like bushcraft and getting out in the wild and feeling like free and getting back to who we are, And when I was looking into this, I was just like, man, this is incredible. I mean, to travel to all these exotic places and put your life skills, your life work, your Renaissance man skills, like myself, to work and see exactly instant gratification if you have it or you don't. There's nobody to blame out there. I can't blame anybody. I have to completely, accountability is all on me, and I'm looking forward to every second of that. And having a gypsy soul, I've done a lot of traveling. I've been to over 20 different countries, and I lived in 9 different states here in America. And I must say that I'm still not done yet. There's something calling me as this wanderlust to go out and see what the world has to offer and not settle for anything less. When I was choosing my wardrobe today, this is a Schmog. It's one of my favorite camping gear. You can use it to cover your face in sandstorms. You can wet it, keeps you cool, keeps you warm, keeps you dry. I also chose one of my best friend's shirts. It says Snap Free Lifestyle. And I embraced that. And it's all about snapping out of the mundane, getting out, chasing after your dreams, figuring out exactly what you want. And in doing so, him and I were talking about this whole, casting and stuff like that. And he's like, man, I think this would be perfect for you. Your skill sets, all the stuff that we talk about, going out, pushing your limits, following your dreams, and achieving every goal that you set out, and thriving, and just knocking it out of the park. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. I can't wait to be a part of this show. Please pick me, and I'm gonna conquer the wheel. See you soon. Let's talk about what's in my pack. This is a lot of different gear, but when I'm camping, I like to bring everything just so I can train and be proficient in my craft and never leave home without anything. But if I had to, I could always bring this down to a small pack. Out of my pack, we have all kinds of different gadgets and toys. Definitely water. It's 95 degrees out here today. There's a good wind, but it's still really humid. We have handkerchiefs. Handkerchiefs are great for keeping the sweat out of your eyes. Cooling down, you can wet them and put them on different extremities of the body, or wrap your head in it. Or one of the things I do is when I need to make fresh water, I can make a tripod system out of them and use charcoal filter. This is an aerospace blanket, so that helps keep you warm when on those cold nights. We have a food ration block. We got working gloves. Talk about gadgets. This is a solar panel. I got extra carabiners, emergency poncho, radio, kind of tune in if you need to call for help. I got a Gerber tool, a sharpening block for my knife and my hatchet. We have Flashlights, I have headlamps as well. My Eno hammock and straps. One of the best purchases I ever made. I use that to camp pretty much 90% of the time. I have a Silky saw. This thing is awesome. Anytime you have to make any kind of shelter or firewood or anything like that, silky smooth, absolutely amazing. I have a Bear Grylls survival knife with ferro rod and emergency whistle. Also, it's a full tang blade. I beat this thing up pretty good, and it's holding its own. I also added a paracord bracelet. It has about 12 feet of paracord in it. We'll get back to the primitive weapons, but right next to it's my machete for clearing trails or any kind of protection. Then we have a shovel. Lots of uses for a shovel. You can dig a gypsy hole, a gypsy well to find fresh water, or so many other reasons. We have a first aid kit. We have my survival guide from when I was in the Army. I have a waterproof pouch that I keep my fire starting kit in there. Materials, so I have dryer lint, tinder, I have a lighter, matches, waterproof matches, extra compass, and a razor blade in there. I have tons of paracord, but there's a couple different ways of actually containing paracord. You can wrap it up and it gets all messy like that, or you can daisy chain it together and take something and make it about 10 feet strong, or you can pull it open and it's about 30 feet. Let's get back to the primitive weapons. We have what's called a rabbit stick or a throwing stick. This is one of your most primitive weapons, and throw it a few times, get a target, know what you're throwing at, get pretty proficient in it. This is a boladero. It's 3 different balls, rocks, or I use golf balls and shirts, so it's 3 different sacks to hold the balls, and then you tie on any kind of cordage. And actually, when you twirl it, you throw it at your target. It's supposed to wrap around your target and either knock it out, trip it up, or stun it. My fire making kit of bow drill, primitive fire making. With that, I made it out of cedar, and I found this on my last adventure actually, and I made an ergonomic bow drill. It looks kind of funny, but it actually works pretty efficient. So, and the last but not least, one of the most important things is a sleeping mat. It keeps you off the ground, keeps the ground from taking your body heat, but what I like about it is I put it in my hammock and it radiates my body heat back at me. Yeah, so that sums up my if I had to choose one item or just a few items, I would definitely go with my all-purpose knife and ferro rod. That's definitely a must, and I can make a lot of different things out of just using that one tool. So thanks for listening. Cheers.
Sat on top of the world for a minute. When it hit it, I could find a crack. I said, make way in the atmosphere, cause the Rocketeer is here. And it's clear to me that I can finally see how I'm ever gonna conquer fear. I gotta take flight in the island sun to be a shining one like the stars. I can blast off past all the molecules till I find the life on Mars. If it's faith in me or a tiny spark, you can find your hope in me. Cause life is living on a cliff in the dark in the middle of an open sea. So everybody on the count of 3, come on and jump with me. Gravity has got a hold on me, and I'm looking for something to set me free. Gravity has got a hold on me, and I'm looking for something to set me free. You know I gotta fly. 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 There is a place that I like to go, far above in the azure sky, where most of the things in this world don't matter. Never let life pass you by. So you've got to seize the day. The per diem is carpe. I took a trip on a train that showed me how paradise is right this way. Yeah, so I saw what's above the clouds, found a place I could levitate. Then took an elevator to the top floor, stopped at the water of the Golden Gates. Now it's my time to fly away and defy all the laws of the galaxy. Cause this time I'm finally free from the grasp of gravity. Everybody on the count of 3, come on and jump with me. Everybody on the count of three, come on and jump with me.